Hey, I'm doing a live just to have a little chit chatter, just talking to myself. Unless somebody jumps on, asks me a question, joins me, that would be fantastic. That would be lovely. Is anybody there? Hello? Hello? Hey, NK Soul Music. Love it. Thank you for joining. So today I'm just going to be waffling, really. I'm going to be just saying a little bit about where I'm at, what I've got going on. Nothing earth-shattering, but yeah, I have had an extended period of time off of work since Christmas, which was lovely. I've been in sloth mode since Christmas. I did actually give myself a nice big list of stuff to do in my week off, my 2 weeks off since Christmas. And it basically just decorated my door. I got my flip chart paper out, stuck it on my door with all the post-it notes all over it. And what it's helped me to do is to streamline what I actually want to do. I had a lot of big ideas, but actually not a lot got done. However, I've seen so many posts over the new year saying, well, this isn't really a new year. It's still the dead of winter, so why are you trying to set yourself new goals and crack on with stuff? It's actually hibernation season. It's time to rest, it's time to chill, it's time to relax. And actually that's what I did naturally, really, rather than force myself on my time off to get loads of stuff done and be super productive. In my mind, it was a fantastic idea, but in reality, I chilled. I needed it. I actually really needed it. Yeah, Christmas was lovely. I don't really get involved in all of the present buying and making yourself broke for what the telly says is a special occasion. But I did enjoy time with my family. Got to see people I haven't seen in a while. So that was nice. All about connection for me. I'm the type of person, I like connection. In small doses, don't get me wrong. So Christmas is a fantastic time for me, and a new year, just to reconnect with everyone, spend that time just doing the rounds, really, just checking in, seeing how everyone's doing. So that was lovely. The extended week was my birthday week, so I have been pampered, and I'm ready to go back to work next week. I'm ready to go back to work on Monday. So Monday, work. What do? I am a therapist. You may know that if you follow my page. You might not if you just caught this live. Therapy. New year, new me. That's usually what happens in January. People jump on therapy firstly thinking I've spent too much time with my family and I need to talk about what went down over the Christmas period. But also it does give you that spirit of, right, what now? What do I want for this year? It puts you in the spirit of wanting to kind of tidy up loose ends, maybe wrap up things that have been going on in the previous year. So therapy is a fantastic space for that. It's a space where you can come and say absolutely anything that you want without judgment. I mean, there are some limits, but overall it is a confidential, safe space where you can get things off of your chest, just speak out loud. Do you know, there is so much value in speaking out loud, not necessarily even making any sense. You know, that's how most of us figure out what is actually going on in our minds, because our thoughts will just swim around and swim around, and not necessarily make any sense. But when you start to talk, the thinking brain, so your prefrontal cortex, the front of your brain, otherwise known as the human brain or executive functioning, it can make sense of all of this stuff that's going on in your limbic system, which is your emotion center. Your emotion center, otherwise known as the monkey brain, it's a monkey brain. There's no sense to be had there. It just throws up emotions and feelings, and they don't necessarily always make sense because they have nothing to do with the sensical part of your brain. So when you are speaking, you are giving that part of your brain the opportunity to understand what all these emotions are. Why does something affect you? How have you actually been feeling? A lot of people don't know how they feel because perhaps they haven't processed feelings or addressed or even acknowledged feelings and emotions. You might just think, oh, I feel angry. And actually, anger can be just the tip of so much more that could be going on underneath it. So many emotions come under the umbrella of anger, and that's where the real work is. What is really kind of, you know, contributing to your anger, or boredom. That's another word for me. That's like when someone says, oh, I'm bored. What does that mean? That doesn't give me an awful lot of information. So that for me personally as a therapist, I feel that boredom is another umbrella term. There's more to be explored there, what's really, really going on under the bonnet. So yeah, therapy is definitely the place where you can ramble. You don't have to make sense. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to be right. You don't have to make an impression. You can just be who you are unapologetically, and come away with more of a sense of self, I think. So yeah, that's definitely what I love to do. It's also a place where you can think about your goals, what you want to do, what's holding you back. Because even with me, I set goals and then I'm like, ooh, it's a big goal. Maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just put it off. And to a certain extent, your goals are supposed to scare you, because your goals are essentially your growth, something that you want to grow towards. And in order to get to that, it means stepping outside of your comfort zone. So meeting your goals should not be comfortable for you. However, going back to the monkey brain loves to sit in comfort because it can be sure that there will be no danger there. So it likes to do things that it's used to doing. However, this can lead to stagnation. Anything that is alive usually has a tendency for growth. So stagnation is not going to be helpful or healthy for you. Absolutely, there's a period where you may meet a goal and you can live in peace and relish in your accomplishments, and feel that pride that you've met your goals. However, if there is no growth at all, that can lead to stagnation, which comes with its own set of problems. So I would definitely call myself a solution-focused and goal-orientated therapist. I do love to work with my clients to see what it is that their real passion is. I love passion-based goals. What is it that really lights you up? And I have had some clients that, these are things that don't light me up at all. Like I've had a client that loved working in his shed. And to me, that's not a thing that I love, but just to see him talk about his shed and how happy that made him. I love that energy. I love the energy. That's what I'm going to help you to really tap into and find out how you can do more of what you love. That's what we need more of on this planet. People doing what they love to really raise the vibration, of that. We definitely need a higher vibration on this planet. And actually, if you follow some of my stories, you might know that I'm quite into the ascension that's going on right now. And so regardless of whether you want to ascend or not, it's happening. The planet is ascending, and it's just a case of us keeping up with it. So definitely, if you have some things that you have to work through, get on it, work through them, clear up, like tie up loose ends, start to understand yourself better, start working towards what your passion is. You know, be in a space of love. What do I love? Do I love myself? That's another really interesting one. Self-love. There are a lot of people that don't like themselves, let alone love themselves. And this is another thing that I love to work on in therapy, because as a human being, you are lovable. You are lovable and you're worthy of love. But why don't you see that? What has happened? Where has there been a deficiency of love being shown to you? And was it those people's fault that they could not give you or show you that love? But how can you find that? How can you see it in yourself? I love working on self-love. Don't you just love love? I love love. I love love. So yeah, they are just a few things that I address in therapy sessions. Obviously, humans are complex, so the things that come up in therapy are endless. So yeah, you can really bring whatever you need to bring to therapy. So that is what I do. That's my day job. If you've been following me also, you might know that I have recently incorporated a few extra bits into my therapy as well. So I'm now doing soul transformation therapy, which is pretty much spiritual counselling. So this incorporates a pack of tarot cards, and if you know me, you'll know that I love tarot cards. I love working with spirit. And I just love the process of soul transformation therapy. It just gets straight to the point. Whatever your thinking brain thinks is the presenting issue, it doesn't. We can just ask spirit. Let's just go straight to spirit, pick the cards, and it will tell you, bam, that's your issue, work on this. And it even gives you interventions, which traditional therapy doesn't. Well, yeah, there are interventions to maybe set boundaries or maybe communicate in a certain way, in an assertive way. There are interventions where you can reframe your negative thinking. There are those types of interventions. So it gives you very cognitive interventions, whereas with the soul transformation therapy, the interventions are soul based, so they are going to work with you on an energetic level. So this can be cutting cords. So if you have any cords or soul ties from this life or a past life, they will get cut. There are forgiveness rituals, which also kind of do in traditional therapy as well. There are things like going into the Akashic records, soul retrieval, which is, again, that's kind of like a shamanic practice. Oh, I just love this stuff. I love this stuff. So that is counselling at a much deeper spiritual, subconscious level. That's really, really getting down to it. Reiki as well. Reiki is something that I do. So I've had lots of clients who have really felt the difference. Reiki, again, is energy work. So that works with your chakras and also with the physical body. I do it hands off, actually. Even if you are with me in person, I will do Reiki hands off. So I don't actually touch you, only like just at the beginning and the end of the session. And what happens in that is I am a channel for divine energy. And this aids you to draw in healing energy, because the body, I know other people will have you think differently, but the body is a self-healing thing. being, entity, whatever. It's self-healing. It can heal itself. And so Reiki, what Reiki does is it really draws in on this energy. So I am not a healer, I'm just a channel for healing. I create a space that aids deep relaxation. So you do heal best when you're fully relaxed. Obviously you heal a lot in your sleep, so Reiki will induce deep relaxation state, and the Reiki energy will go to where it's needed most. So at the same time as doing that, I do tap into your chakras as well, and I kind of receive